Hello and welcome back, everybody, to a new live stream. So it is Tuesday, the 4th of June. And yeah, of course, today we are going to go through the technical analysis within Bitcoin. We'll take a look at any trades that I'm in, trades that I'm interested in possibly taking in the future as well. And of course, I will answer any questions that you may have as well. So yeah, don't be shy to answer any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer those. But yeah, let's jump into it. But before we do that, please make sure you smash that thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. It helps me out, helps the channel out, and I can continue to bring this content to you. And if you're not already, make sure that you do subscribe and turn the bell notification on so you never miss another video or live stream. But yeah, enough of that. Let's jump into the charts and yeah, take a look at the analysis, right? So, last week was a really, really good week. Okay. I won't talk much about it, okay, because I did that in yesterday's live stream. Okay. But last week was a really, really good week. And I just want to start off with saying, right, after such a profitable week, okay, i.e., last week, after such a profitable week last week, there is no reason to come into this week thinking that, oh, I need to have a week like last week. Okay. Coming into this week, I remain level headed. Okay. I am coming into this week with a fresh mind. Okay. And I understand that last week was a very, very good week. Okay. But I also am aware that coming into this week, we may not see the same setups that we saw last week. We may not see, the perfect price action that we were kind of seeing, last week, the perfectly respected price action. Okay. So I understand that we may not have a week like we had last week. Okay. Because last week was a really, really good week. So I just want to start off by saying, okay, at this moment in time, there is no need to be in a trade. If you're not in a trade, okay, then there's no you shouldn't be stressed about not being in a trade. Okay. I've come into this week. There was a possible short trade setup. I didn't take it myself because I realized that it wasn't the greatest setup. And to be honest with you, I was correct in my decision to actually not trade this. Okay. So I just want to sort of highlight that, after having such an amazing week, or even just having such an amazing day, when you're coming into a new week or you're coming into a new day, okay, you should not have that pressure over you, okay, that you need to continue this success that you've had, okay, and that you need to continue to enter into trades at every possible opportunity. No, okay. If there is a setup and you're not really too interested in it because you don't really like the look of it, okay, then you have to really understand that, it's probably not the best setup then. Okay. And that's exactly what I've seen coming into this week. So yesterday, right? What did we do? Okay. And this is what I was saying last week. Okay. I was literally going to trade this range until the range broke. Okay. We haven't really broken the range yet, I wouldn't say. Okay. And of course, I will talk about this and I will talk about what is going on and why I think, okay, we are building strength here and we could see higher prices here. But we did come up to range high. And last week, I was saying, I'm literally going to trade this range until it breaks. But I understood as price came up to this range high here, okay, this new range high at around, $69,600. I understood that price actually wasn't looking that bearish here. Nothing was screaming bearish at me to enter into a short trade. Back here, okay, this short trade that I got, Price was literally screaming 21 million longs are trapped. Bearish, bearish, bearish. Okay. That was screaming at me here. Okay. And that was just a clear, clear short trade. Here, I wasn't seeing any of that. I wasn't seeing any of that clear short trade entry. I just wasn't seeing the clear short trade entry. Now, we did initially get a pullback, okay, but I didn't trade this. And as you can see, price has actually given that pullback back, okay. We've seen price give the pullback back. And because we are seeing a rise within Bitcoin. So for me, yes, even though we did get this pullback here, I believe I was correct in my decision to not take the short trade from up here because I didn't like the setup. I was talking this through with the team in the daily market updates as well. I just don't really like the setup here, so I just didn't take it. And I also understood that if I were to enter into a short here, okay, then I would actually just be shorting into support because, as you can see, this VWAP is still being respected. Right, I've been talking about this VWAP level for a very long time now. Okay, a very long time, and you can see how well respected it has been. Of course, not to the dollar, right? But I'm viewing this as more of like a bit of a zone, okay? But also I understand that we can fail auction the VWAP as well, okay? And even, when we do get a break above it, we've used it as support here, right? Support again before the breakdown. Okay, here we've just simply failed auctioned it. Here, resistance, resistance before the breakup, and now we are using it as really, really nice support. Okay, so for me, this was not a short trade entry. Of course, if you are an extremely aggressive trader, right, there could have been a short trade from up here. Okay. I myself am an aggressive trader, but I'm not an extremely aggressive trader. So I wouldn't have shorted this. I like to look for that close. I like to look for that confirmation. Okay. I consider myself an aggressive trader because I do like to enter into trades off of closes rather than closes and market structure changes. Okay, so looking for a close and a market structure change, that's more of the conservative trade entry. Me, I like the aggressive, but I don't like the super aggressive entry. For me, there was a super aggressive entry here, and you could be looking at taking a TP1 at VWAP, but for me, I'm not interested in that. Okay, I'm interested in looking for those highest probability trade setups. Okay, and for me, this just wasn't that. Okay, this wasn't that highest probability trade setup, and as you can see, I think I said this was it in the daily market update or was it in the Discord? Let's have a look here. Yeah, like I said in the daily market update this morning, I was not interested in the short unless we lost the VWAP. Okay, yeah, so we didn't lose. Yeah, so it wasn't in the Discord. I was saying it in the daily market update. But yeah, again, right, this can continue to act as support. And I was saying, right, if we lose this, okay, if we lose this VWAP, this is what I was saying this morning in the daily market update. If we lose the VWAP, then okay, I understand, right? There is a possibility that we can move lower, okay, and we could possibly go down to the range low. I understand that, okay. But we did lose it, and then we failed auctioned it, and now we are seeing a rise towards the upside. Okay, for me, I was saying this morning as well, like I could be looking to short this, but when it came down to it, I just really was not interested in it. I just really was not interested in this short, and I believe that we are building some nice strength up here. So yeah, we will get on to that now and why I feel we are looking quite bullish at this moment in time. Let's move on to that. So for that, let's go on to the 1 hour time frame. Should we take a look at 1 hour? Yeah, let's take a look at it on the 1 hour time frame. So this is what I was again talking through with the team this morning, and I was looking at this fixed range here. Okay, so I was looking at kind of a number of things, right? I was looking at this. Let's get rid of the fixed range just for now. Okay, so I was looking at this. Range high that I have. Of course, it's not the new range high, right? We have even, to be honest, I'm not really too interested in this in this range anymore, right? But I'm looking at this level here, okay, this range, previous range high that I've been looking at $68,923. We've respected this level really well. Okay, you can see how many times we've respected it. Then we did get the deviation here, like the failed auction of it, okay, and that was the short entry. But now what we are actually doing is we are kind of using this level of support, okay, in confluence with that VWAP, of course, right? So there is lots of support here, and then we can pull up that fixed range as well. Okay, and we can see that we're also using the value area high as that support, right? So there is a lot of support coming in here, to be honest with you. We have, that range high at 68,900. We have the VWAP from 72,000, and then we have the value area high of the range that we were trading within last week. Okay, so we're using this level as really, really nice support. And because we are building value, okay, above this value area high, this to me is actually showing signs of strength, okay? Because previously, like last week, what we can see is that price ever so slightly got above value area high and spent a very minimal amount of time up there. Okay, you can see we did get above value area high here, but we spent, what was this? Yeah, 3 1 hour candles. Okay, that we spent above there, and of course, we spent some time below the value area high as well. Then we spent a very minimal amount of time here above that value area high. Okay, and same with the value area low, right? We've spent a very minimal amount of time below the value area low. Okay, and this is why down here we're actually looking for for long trades, and up here we're looking for short trades. Okay, but now because we are building value above that value area high, okay, it means that price is actually getting acceptance above like $68,900. Okay, it is getting acceptance above here, okay, growing strength, and this could lead to another move towards the upside. And I'd be saying the exact same thing, because this works both ways, remember, right? Pretty much everything works both ways. Okay, if we were having this price action here, okay, let's just snap this price action here, right? If we were forming this exact same price action down here, okay, below the value area low, I would be saying, okay, maybe we're looking for lower prices here because we are, getting acceptance below the value area low. We are accepting this price, okay, as that, new level that we're trading at. Whereas last week we were, just in between the value area high, value area low, but now we are remaining above that value area high. So for me, this is, showing signs of strength. And like I said, if we saw that down here, right, that shows signs of weakness. Okay, but right now it's showing signs of strength. And I do think, right, that we could continue higher. Right? We could continue higher if and only if we are going to continue to hold these levels here. If we lose the levels, we get acceptance below the levels, then I'm happy to say, okay, we're just going to go back down to value area low. And this is where it gets quite bearish, because then I'm looking at this triangle pattern here. Then I'm looking at this triangle pattern and thinking, right, okay, we faked out of it. We've back tested it as resistance, and we're probably going to go lower, and we're probably then going to get a break towards the downside. Okay, that's what I would be looking at. Okay, if we did get acceptance below the level. But right now, we've got a really nice bullish reaction once again off of those levels here. Okay, we're getting a really nice reaction off of it. If we have a look at the order flow, it's not the greatest rise, to be honest with you. It's not the greatest rise whatsoever, but we'll have to see how it plays out. We can see right now that it is really, really strong support, right? We can visually see that it is acting as really strong support. But of course, we need everything else to align as well. So we need price to continue to rise, and we want to see nice positive delta, nice volume, open interest increasing. Okay, and that can happen, right? That can happen. So we just have to monitor it. And this goes back to, what I was telling the team this morning in the daily market update, right? We just need to remain, patient. Right now, for me, sitting on the sidelines is actually the most profitable position to be in. Okay, I'm in no rush to be in a trade. Okay, I understand that last week was a really, really good week for me, so I don't need to rush into any trades that are, less less probabilities than any of these were, like lower probability setups, right? If I'm entering into any trade here, it is a lower probability setup, right? Because there's just no confluence, right? Other than, okay, yes, the support down here. Okay, there's lots of support here. For me, wasn't too interested in longing this whatsoever. I am currently long. Where am I long from? Yeah, $67,200. Of course, that trade was given to the team on the Visionary Discord, as they always are. So that was from this low right here. So yeah, just the failed auction of the range low. So I'm still long from there. I still have a little bit left in that position. So I am prepared if we do get a move towards the upside, right? I did actually enter into two long trades down there. One on my larger account, okay, which is fully closed. That was $1,000 in a profit, and then I have one on my smaller account, okay. That's probably about $400 in a profit as of right now. So it's not, it's not as big as the other trade, but if I let this trade ride, it could end up to be as big as that previous trade, even though I've entered with a smaller capital. Okay, stop loss is an entry on that trade. I haven't actually taken any profit on that smaller trade. I'm just waiting to see if we can go to all-time high, right? And the reason why I haven't taken any profit and the reason why I'm holding that up to potentially all-time high is because we are building value here, right? We are building value here. And I believe, right, this is a sign of strength, right? If we're building value above a level, it is always a sign of strength, okay? So all we need to do now is we need to break these highs without looking bearish, because of course we can come up here and we can, get a nice swing failure pattern of the high, lots of trap longs at the high. This could be a really nice short trade setup to take us back down to that VWAP is kind of what I would be targeting. So, this is something that I'm interested in actually shorting, and I am very, very aware that at this moment in time, this is more of a higher probability move, okay, up to this high, taking the high out and then coming back down, than breaking this at this moment in time, because this isn't the best rise towards the upside, okay? In the grand scheme of things, right? So from the move from 67,500-ish, okay, open interest has been increasing, of course. We've had we've got positive delta coming in. Then we got 19 million shorts here. So there have been longs opening, right? But I'm just looking at the move that we are now getting now, and I'm realizing, okay, this move is getting a little bit weak here, right? Open interest is starting to pull back here. If we continue this weak move up into this high here, okay, and we actually swing failure pattern or failed auction this high, right, then I'm actually looking for, I'm looking for a pullback here, right? I'm looking for a pullback. And even if we do see excessive longing coming into this level as well, and then we sort of form a swing failure pattern, then we form a failed auction, okay? And I visibly see loads of trap longs at the high, okay? Then I would be interested in shorting that as well, right? That's another way that I could look at it. That's another way that I could look for a short trade. However, if we just get a nice clean break above this level, lots of positive delta, open interest increasing, nice volume, then I will, again, like I decided against taking a short from this level here, I will decide, I will, make that decision to not short, and I will say, okay, right, higher is probably expected from here, okay, because it is, it is still probable, even though we're getting a little bit of a weak move towards the upside, it is still probable that we can just continue much, much higher, right? We are now, we are tapping 70K again. And, it would be nice, right? Because remember, 70K is such a psychological level. So we also have to understand that, we can actually just put a horizontal level at 70K, right? And you can see we've come up, rejected from it. We've come up, we've rejected from it. We're coming back up to it, right? So 70K is actually a pretty major level because it is a psychological level. Okay, it is a psychological level, so it is a pretty, it is a pretty key level, and it would be nice if price can actually, No, 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 no. Let's just change the color of this. I hate. So it would be nice if we can get above 70k, okay, and then start using that as support, okay, and then we get that strength coming in, and then we can look for higher prices, okay. Initially that's what I would be looking for. So 70k is such a big psychological level that if we can get above it, we can hold it, right? Then we could be looking at like $72,000. That would kind of be the next target that I would have, to be honest with you. I've just seen a comment in Rednet. Good to see you back. What's up? Good TA. Thank you. It's good to see you back here. Always good to see familiar faces. But yeah, right now, okay, again, I just want to make it clear, like for me, the most profitable scenario to trade right now is to not be in a trade, right? Just remaining on the sidelines. There's no real trade here for me. The only acceptable trade that I could have seen was a possible long trade from down here, okay? Because I understand, and the thing is, like, I was waiting more for this level here, and we actually front run that. So we actually front run that. Let's just put a straight line there. We actually front run this level by literally like a dollar, maybe a couple dollars. But yeah, we SFP'd this low, but I was actually looking for kind of an SFP of this low right here because if you take a look here, right, we had yeah 19 million shorts opening up in this candle. Okay, 19 million shorts. So there was a lot of conviction there to enter into a long trade, I believe. Okay. But we did front run the level ever so slightly. And, even though we front run it, I was still just expecting a swing failure pattern of the low. Okay. Something like this. And if we got the swing failure pattern, then I would have been looking for that long trade. Right. And of course, I would have, said that to the team in the Discord that I was going to take this long trade. But we did front run the level and then we just saw price continue to rise. So yeah, I didn't take that long trade, and that would have been the only acceptable long trade that I could have seen. We did see a swing failure pattern of this low here, but for me, I would have preferred to have seen this one because again, there was 19 million new short trades here, and of course, all of those short trades right now are underwater. Okay, so all of these 19 million, again 19 minus 19 million delta, okay, 160 million volume. We have open interest increasing, so we know that these are new shorts coming in. So 19 million shorts opened up in this candle right here. They are currently underwater, right? These shorts are underwater. So if we continue to see price rise, a lot of these shorts, and a lot of them are probably doing it already, okay? And this is why we are getting this weak move towards the upside, is because we're seeing these shorts actually cover, meaning that they are buying back into the market, okay? And yeah, I mean, it's just adding fuel to that fire, adding fuel to the fire to the rise, okay? And this could just take us possibly all the way up to $72,000. I am aware of that, right? It could take us up to $72,000. I am prepared for that because I am in a long from the range low down here. I would have liked to have entered into a long trade here. I would have, yes, but we just front run that level ever so slightly. If we just swing failure patterned it, a couple more dollars down, I would have taken that long trade, and that, of course, would have been a really, really nice long trade. Because, of course, I'm looking at retail traders here, 19 million new short trades, right? What the hell are they? What the hell are they shorting here? So yeah, again, I think I talked about it yesterday. It's like you need to get into the mind frame of a retail trader, right? And kind of what I am assuming happened here is, of course, we're getting a big pump here. What I assumed is that we got the fake out of the triangle, right? So if we actually zoom out, because all I can think of, right, is that we got the fake out of the triangle here. And initially, right, without looking at order flow, I would have expected retail traders to have longed the breakout. But this time, retail traders didn't actually long the breakout. Okay, retail traders actually shorted the fake out of it. Okay, and of course, once again, they were wrong in their decision. They've shorted the fake out rather than longing the breakout, and we can actually see that on the breakout here, right? There's literally just almost no longs coming in here, really. A bit further down, there's just no, for me, there's just no longs coming in here. So no one was actually longing really this break towards the upside, but then everybody started to short that fake out. Okay, and of course, you kind of want to do the exact opposite of what retail traders are doing. And in this instance, right, this is like another reason why I didn't short, okay, because I understood here that, right, a lot of retail traders here are shorting. Of course, we are retail traders, I understand that, but we don't want to trade like retail traders. We want to think like retail traders so we can kind of like counter trade how the retail traders are trading. And usually what they do is they long a breakout of a triangle, long the breakout of exactly like this example here, right? There was 27 million new long trades in this candle alone. Okay, they were longing the breakout, right? That's what they tend to do. This time they didn't do that. This time they shorted the fake out. Okay, and I didn't like the setup anyway because no one was longing the breakout, so I already understood here that retail traders aren't longing the breakout. But then they started to short this. And again, I'm not going to give into FOMO. Yes, we did see a pretty significant pullback, but I'm not going to give into that FOMO. And I understood, right, I don't like this short trade. And that was the correct decision. Again, I understand they've got a lot of support below us, right? And now what has happened? Well, price has had a nice rise towards the upside. And we are squeezing all of these shorts out, right? Remember, 19 million shorts opened up in this candle alone. Okay, 19 million. That is a lot of shorts opening up in one candle. So we are now squeezing all of those out. Okay, getting that short squeeze. So for me, again, like I was saying, we have this high here that I could be interested in shorting. Not too sure yet. But yeah, if we just break above that, then of course, it's simple level to level trading, really. I'm looking at this level here, $70,700. If we break above that, it's again, right, simple level to level trading, $72,000. Okay, so if we can get above this local high that we have here, right, at 70,340. If we get above that, right, it's simple $70,700. Where if we get above that, use it support, then I'm looking at $72,000. It's very very simple. But yeah, of course, I'll be looking to possibly short some of these levels here. Okay, let's just check. I did already check this morning. Yeah, there's just no levels, right? 70,900. Let's just naked point of control here. Yeah, so that's tapped now. 69,625. Yeah, that's tapped. So we don't need that. Right, so this is a short that I was looking for previously, and actually it's still a valid short, really. So again, right, there was a short trade from here. I didn't take this short trade from $70,700 because I was waiting. Oh, what have I done? There we go. Because I was waiting for this naked point of control at 70,975 to be tapped to give me more confluence to enter into a trade there. But that's still a possible trade entry as well. So I like that. If we can take out the naked point of control, if we can fail auction, swing failure pattern high at like $70,700, I like that short trade there as well. But yeah, of course, I'll just have to see what the reaction is like at the level. I can just see some comments coming in, so I'll have a look at those as well. But yeah, we are getting a rise towards the upside. Rednet. Open interest is still a little confusing to me, but I see how it can be very useful to see how is trapped. So yeah, to be honest, open interest is pretty simple, right? Open interest increases over time or just increases, right? You know that new trades are coming in or new people are entering the market. When you see open interest decreasing, people are leaving the market, right? Um, of course, I do have some educational videos coming out about open interest, right? I was supposed to have it out last week, but I had a little hiccup and I needed to sort that out. So yeah, this week it should be all done. I'm very close. I'm like 90% the way done, and yeah, I do have a video coming out on exo about exo charts, and of course I talk about open interest. If you want access to that, and of course access to the Discord as well, where I give every single trade that I take away, then make sure that you click the first link in the description. It will take you over to this page here where you get, of course, the education, you get the Exo chart templates, you get the Discord access as well. So yeah, open interest it's very very useful, right? Very useful. It can determine or it can tell us whether a move is strong or a move is weak. If we're seeing um, a short squeeze or a long squeeze, right? It can give us so much information. Yeah, yeah, exactly that. That was in the stream yesterday, Rednet. Yeah, so I saw your stream yesterday, and you explained that no longs trapped exactly right. And for that, right, we don't really need to. We use the open interest as well, but for that, we come in and we look at these numbers here, right? We look at these numbers and we can see. So let's just go back. I love to look at where's I love to look at the one from last week, the short that I took from last week here. Perfect example, right? 26 million new long trades coming in. Okay, we can see that very clearly here. We can see, you know, 200 million here, 1 million there, 2 million, 3.3, 4.2, 5.2. You can literally see where these longs are coming in, even within the candle. Okay, and I can see here, right, that we had a lot of longs coming in at the high of the candle, right? So I can see here open interest increasing, 26 million positive delta, okay, and I can visibly see all of them at each price level here as well. Okay, so I knew that these were trapped. And again, like I was saying in the stream yesterday, we just didn't have that, right? We didn't have that here. Okay, look at this. We've got 1.8 million longs coming in here. We've got 4.9 positive delta, but open interest is actually decreasing here. Initially, it did increase. Okay, so yeah, of course, we did have some longs coming in, but then it did start to decrease. Here, we've just got negative. Like, there's just no longs up here, so I'm not interested in it at all. Right now we're getting 4.8 million new long trades in this candle here. We've got 4.8 million new long trades coming in. So again, right, if we see aggressive longing coming into this high here, right, and we swing failure pattern it, we failed auction it, then I'll be happy to short that because I know that these could be trapped traders if we continue to pull back. To be more confident for a short, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So VWAP, I was looking for VWAP yesterday. I was looking for that to be broken to be more confident in a short, but even that, right? I just wasn't. When did we? Well, first of all, right? First of all, we used it as support. We used it as support again. Then we got the breakdown here. But yeah, I didn't class this as a breakdown. I'm not interested in that. And then what have we done? We failed auctioned it. Big move towards the upside. I just really wasn't interested in a short trade here, to be honest. Because again, going back to just the basics, okay, what was price doing? Okay, we don't need to look at order flow here. We don't need to. Sorry, I know the chart is very messy, so I'll just clear it up a little bit. But yeah, we don't need to look at order flow here. Okay, we don't need to look at anything other than the fixed range and that VWAP, that anchored VWAP, and to be honest, the range here as well. Okay, we can see that price is building value, right, above these levels here. Price is building value above those levels. For me, that's a sign of strength, right? If we start to lose it, we get acceptance below it. Okay, we break below it, back test it as resistance, rejection. That's when I start to get a little bit more bearish, and I'll zoom into the lower time frames and I will look for a short trade. Okay, I will not just short on a break. I will not just short on a rejection. I will zoom into the lower time frames, see if I can get an acceptable short trade set up, and then I would have looked to have shorted that, right? But I just didn't see anything that bearish down here. And initially, right, you actually see something bullish. Okay, you see 19 million new short trades open up here. Okay, that's quite bullish in my eyes, to be honest. I know 19 million new short trades isn't it doesn't sound very bullish. Okay, but in my eyes, that's quite bullish because I understand that, if we do see a rise, because there is lots of support here, a rise is kind of expected. If you do see the rise, these 19 million traders are going to be underwater and they're going to have to cover, meaning adding fuel to the fire, because of course they have to buy back into the market, pushing that price higher. Is exactly what we're seeing now, and of course that does lead to a weak move up, which is why this is a bit of a weak move up. But again, a weak move up or a weak move down can turn into a strong move up or a strong move down. We just need to get that continuation coming. We need to get that follow through, i.e., we need to see the longs coming into the market. Okay, if we don't see that, then there's more conviction kind of for a short trade from here. Of course, like there's two ways to look at it really, and I look at it in two ways, right? If we get a weak move up, swing failure pattern failed auction, I can look to trade that because I understand that the rise is weak. But then you can also look at it as a strong rise with new long trades opening up. And then you can also form a swing failure pattern and also form a failed auction. And that's actually bearish as well. Okay, because then you have trap traders at the high. So yeah, there's two kind of ways to trade it. Of course, if you break above it with really nice strength, there's no reason to short. It's when you get that confirmation of like a swing failure or a failed auction that I'd look to short. Very strong zone, value area high, VWAP, I think you mean to say there, and those 19 million shorts trapped. Yeah, exactly. Right. This is a very, very bullish. This is something very bullish, right? Again, yeah, you're building value above this range here. Okay, remember we spent very minimal amounts of time above here. Okay, but now we're starting to build value above it. Okay, this is very strong. Okay, and this is why we are seeing this nice strong price move towards the upside. Of course, you have the 19 million shorts that opened up here. Okay, they are all underwater. They are all most likely going to have to cover as price continues to rise, meaning that they have to buy back into the market, adding fuel to the fire, pushing the price higher. So there's just a lot of bullishness on the chart right here for me. And I'm just not too interested in a short unless we start to look a little bit bearish at this high here. And then, maybe, right, but even though we're just building value up here and it is quite bullish, we could actually start to form range bound price action here. And we could literally just range above the previous range from last week. It's a possibility. I've seen it before, and I've traded it before. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something like this again. So I am going to be aware of this as well. I've seen it before where we get a really nice range here, okay, and then we actually form a range above that range. It's quite funny, but yeah, sometimes we can see something like that. If I see that, right, again, I'm just going to do what I did last week and just literally trade that range until that range breaks, to be honest. For me right now, the range from last week, it's not really important anymore. I'd say that we've kind of broken it in a way because we've got acceptance above this level here. Now, again, no, like, because I feel that we are bullish. Again, I haven't entered into a long trade anywhere on this rise towards the upside. For me, I don't see any reason to enter into a long trade here. The long trade would have been from all the way down here. I was waiting for the long trade, but unfortunately, we did front run the level, so I didn't get the long trade. For me, it's always looking for the highest probability trade setups. If I miss a trade, okay, and I'm looking at price being up here, I'm not going to FOMO into that trade, right? And I'm just going to sit and wait for that next trade, okay? Of course, we didn't even really get the setup because we did front run the level, but yeah, again, this is all looking very bullish for me at this moment in time. Doesn't mean that we're going to go to all-time high now, tomorrow, this week, next week. No, of course, right? We still have lots of resistance above us that we could see price coming into. Of course, we have this local high here. We have this local high here as well. That could be a nice short. And then of course we have $72,000 as well, right? So there are levels above us that I am aware of, and I am looking to potentially short if I see the correct setups. So yeah, I'm not going to get extremely bullish here. Okay, extremely bullish, but I understand that this is considered bullish price action here, right? Except we're getting accepted into, or sorry, above that value area high. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you've got any more questions, of course, um, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Just blow my nose quick. It's hay fever season here in the UK, so I am very stuffy at the moment. So we've got 6.2 million long trades coming in now. Again, nothing too interesting at this moment in time, just because we're not at a key level yet. Of course, I would like to see something like this at a key level to look for a short. But yeah, like kind of what I was saying at the start, right? The most profitable scenario, or the most profitable trade to be in right now, is no trade. Okay, I always consider there to be three trades, right? You've got the long, you've got the short, and then there's the no trade. And for me, this here was a no trade, and that was a profitable trade. Okay, a no trade for me is a profitable trade, right? Because I understand that I could have given into the FOMO, I could have shorted here, and then I could have got wrecked. Okay, I could have been one of those 19 million short trades that is now very much underwater. Okay, that could have been me. Okay, but I understand I don't trade like retail. Okay, I don't trade like retail. I like to trade like the smart money. Okay, I like to trade smart money, and here there was just no trade, not even a long trade. Okay, not even a long trade there, because of course you would have got wrecked on the long trade as well. So for me, no trade is a trade, of course. When looking at the bar with positive open interest, do you care whether the POC of the bar is located? It can add an extra bit of confluence. It can. It's not a necessity, right? But it can, yeah, it can help, right? So it can add a bit more confluence to it, to be honest with you. So yeah, because this was a perfect example here, right? uh, this is like the most perfect example ever. Okay, like you're not gonna get another perfect example like this. Actually, no, there is one above this. There is a tier above this, and that is where you get stacked imbalances. Here we don't have stacked imbalances. We have a lot of imbalances, yes, but not stacked imbalances. But yeah, here POC as it is at the top of the candle. Yes, 100%, right? That adds an extra bit of confluence. You don't necessarily need it, I don't believe, right? Yeah, some people may have to see that POC at the high of the candle. Okay, for me, it's not a necessity. It's just an extra bit of confluence to be aware of, to give you more confidence in the trade. Or are you more focused of the or you focus more at the open of the bar? Um, yeah. So from the open of the bar, I just understand that every single long trade here is underwater. That's kind of how I view it, right? Of course, I understand that the majority of the long trades are actually occurring up here. Right? I understand that. We can very clearly see it, right? Look what we have here. Okay, on the left. Okay, this gives us our value area. Our value areas. Okay, within each candle. Okay, so this is where like 68% of price was trading within the candle. Okay, so 68% of the time in this 1 hour candle, price was somewhere in this highlighted area here. Okay, the rest of the time it was in this. Okay, so we understand that yes, the majority of the volume, okay, the majority of the longs have opened up at the high. Of course, that's why the POC is at the high. It's not always a necessity for me. So I understand here, right? Breaking below 69,175. I understand that, yes, the majority of those longs are underwater. I understand that, yes. But then the break, getting below the open of the candle, okay, then I know every single 26 million new long trade that opened up is underwater. So yeah, I am aware of this, yes, of course. But yeah, it's not always a necessity, to be honest with you, because I understand, right? We could have 26 million long trades. Let's kind of find an example, right? Well, I'm not going to find a perfect example. I know that, but um, no, I'm not really going to find an example, am I? Yeah, so let's say that these longs were more spread out within this candle, okay, and let's say the POC was kind of in the middle of the candle. For me, even if we had 26 million new long trades coming in here, and say they were a bit more spread out, and we formed the failed auction, just because the POC wasn't at the high of the candle, and the majority of the longs weren't at the high of the candle, they were kind of like spread out here, it wouldn't deter me from entering into a short trade. Because I still understand there's 26 million long trades opening up at the high because it's in the candle, right? So I don't necessarily need to see the POC at the high. But of course, if you see the POC at the high, it just adds more confluence. Yeah, it gives you more conviction for the short trade, of course, yes, because you know that the majority of the shorts are at the high. And this is what you tend to see anyway, right? But on the odd occasion, you may see that the longs are more spread out within the candles, but it doesn't deter me from entering into the short. Do you concentrate in the last candle to check for trap traders? How would you look at it if, let's say, the last 30-minute bars have positive open interest, but only the last bar is trapped? Let me just work my head around this, sorry. um, last three 30-minute candles. Do you concentrate in the last candle to check for trap traders? Do I concentrate? That's just what tends to happen, right? I don't really concentrate on the last candle. I just understand, here for an example, okay? What did you have? You had 7.4 million new long trades coming in here, right? You had 700K new long trades coming in here. I'm not really interested in that. I'm interested in 26 million new long trades coming in. Yeah, that's how I sort of determine which one to go off of. How would you look at it if, let's say, the last three 30-minute candle have positive open interest, but only the last bar is trapped? I mean, if we're taking a look, right, say we're looking at it on the 30-minute, I kind of, yeah, sorry, I'm getting a little bit confused. How would you look at it if, let's say, last 30-minute, and then you've put last three 30-minute candles, right? So last three 30-minute candles have positive open interest, but only the last bar is trapped. That's kind of what we saw here. It's just on the 1 hour time frame, right? So we had here one, two, three, four. Okay, these four candles, open interest was increasing. Okay, we knew that 7.4 million new long trades came in here. We know that we know that 1.7 million shorts came in here. We know that 700k new long trades came in here, and then we know 200 and 200. We know 26 million new long trades came in here. Okay, so we know that the majority of the longs have come in here. Well, I'm not really too interested in these longs because these are the longs that are really going to move the market when they become trapped, because that's 26 million trades that have to cover. Then of course, this adds a little bit more fuel to the fire when another 7.4 million have to cover. Okay, yeah. So it just kind of adds fuel to the fire. And you can go even lower here as well. You can see 5.4 million new long trades open up here. Eventually they're going to have to cover as well, adding fuel to the fire, pushing the price lower. But 5.4 million long trades covering isn't really going to do much to the market in comparison to 26 million, right? So I'm focusing on where the majority of the long trades are. Okay, here I was focusing on where the majority of the long trades are. That's how I look at it, right? The majority of the time, if you form a failed auction, if you form a swing failure pattern, you will just see that the majority of the long trades or the majority of the short trades, whatever you're looking at, will happen in one single candle. That's what it tends to be. So I hope I've understood your question right, and I hope I've answered it correctly. Um, yeah, I mean, if I think I've answered it correctly, if I think I know what you're kind of saying, but yeah, sorry, it was just a little bit. I found it a little bit hard to understand it. Okay, so almost 7 million. So we've got 6.9 million new long trades coming in here. Of course, if you haven't already, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's a better way to put it, I guess. Yeah, a snowball effect, a domino effect. Yeah, yeah, exactly. But what you tend to see the majority of the time, right? It's usually just like one candle um, that has the majority of. That's not even the right example here. It's normally just one candle that you see have the majority of the longs coming in, and then you get them. Then you get the fake out, or you get the swing failure pattern. With a failed auction, right, you tend to see, okay, of course, the break with all of the longs coming in, all the shorts, whether you're looking at it as uh, a break towards the downside, okay. So you see the candle, which is initially the break, then you see, maybe two more candles or one more candle, or it could just literally be the next candle where you then get the failed auction, and then you start to see price go lower. With the swing failure pattern, what you tend to see is that all of the new longs will open up all the shorts, depending on what you're looking at, which way the market is going. You will see that the shorts or the longs will occur within that candle, in that SFP candle, and then you get the swing failure pattern. Maybe there's an example here. I don't know. So did get a slight swing failure pattern here. So we got this is kind of a good example, right? Um, so we formed a swing failure pattern of this low here, right? We'll take a look at it on trading view, right? Ignoring that low, okay, I was waiting for the low, but yeah, we formed a swing failure pattern of that low there, okay? Initially, right, we actually got a swing failure pattern here, then we got another swing failure pattern, okay? So we actually got two swing failure patterns of the level. Let's just have a look at this. I'm looking at it on the 1 hour chart. Let's just see what it is on the, because I might show you the example on the, yeah, it's probably better to show you the example on the 1 hour. It'll give you a bit of a better understanding of it. So yeah, so on a 1 hour, okay, we can see we just got a very simple swing failure pattern. Okay, and what did we see? Right, we saw again. Right, this is smaller. Like this is a very small swing failure pattern. Okay, a very small swing failure pattern. So we're not expecting high volume. We're not expecting high negative delta, but we got minus 4.8 million negative delta. Right, and open interest was increasing. Okay, so we had 4.8 million shorts opening up here. Okay, that was the swing failure pattern. Okay, and then I would have entered into, or I would usually enter in off of the candle close, okay, and the next candle open, right? And then what you can see is as price continues to rise, as we are, yeah, because we are seeing some longs coming in, right? Then these these short trades here have to cover as price begins to rise, and then you can see the open interest is decreasing because now these people that shorted down here are buying back into the market. So they're leaving the market really, aren't they? Because they were short, now they're now they're long. And then what you tend to see, okay, is if you get a bit of a weak move towards the upside, you can start to see strength coming in. Okay, so what we're seeing now is we're seeing 15 million new long trades coming in this candle, right? 15 million new long trades coming in this candle, right? We are now above, right? So this is important. We are now above this high here. And this is where I start to think, right? Let's just get rid of this analysis for now. This is where I start to think, right, okay, if we form a failed auction of this, okay, then there's a possibility that we could get, 16 million trapped longs in this candle, right, as price starts to form that failed auction, okay, and give back all of the rise that we had, okay, then we could look for a short trade here, right? Stop loss, I usually put my stop loss above the high, and then I'm looking for like these lows down here, right? That's something that I'm looking for because I understand that these longs will be underwater, and I understand that they will have to cover, adding fuel to the fire, pushing that price lower, okay? But of course, you have to form that failed auction first because these longs could just continue, okay, coming in. And we could see something like a back test and a bounce. Longs continue to come in, right, and then we're looking for higher prices. Okay, so yeah, I have to see that. I have to wait for that confirmation. But yeah, I'm just gonna remain patient. Could see a short trade here. Um, could possibly see a short trade here. So I am going to give it 1 minute. I'm going to give it 1 minute because yeah, I'm quite busy today. I've got things that I need to get on with, and I understand we have been live for an hour now. Well, almost an hour in 1 minute. So yeah, but of course, this is a short trade possibly that I may be looking to take, right? Yeah, either a swing failure pattern, either a failed auction. This could be interesting, right? It could be interesting. But yeah, of course, if you want access to the Discord where I give all of my trades away, and if you want access to the education as well, if you want access to the ExoChart templates, then you can get this all on this page here. So that's first link in the description, and you can gain access to all of that. So yeah, of course, if we get a break above this level, then I'm not looking at a swing failure pattern. That's invalidated, right? Then you're looking for more of a failed auction. Okay. If you don't fail auction, then you're just looking for higher prices, right? Simple. Yeah, we've got stacked imbalances here as well. You know, so you're getting a lot of imbalances, right? So longs are overwhelming the shorts at this moment in time. If you failed auction that, you know, that's pretty bearish. If you continue to rise and you continue to see longs coming in, that's very bullish. That's how order flow can really, really benefit, really, really help you. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Of course, you know, if I take the trade, I will give it to the team in the Discord. So if you want access to that, first link in the description. But yeah, I will leave it there. Been live for just over an hour now. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day. And I will, of course, see any Visionary members on the Visionary Discord. And yeah, for any non-visionary members, I will see you tomorrow for that next live stream. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Good to see familiar faces back as well. Red Net, good to see you here. Thanks for putting some questions into the chat as well. Always good to interact with you lot as well. So yeah, I will see you tomorrow, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Red Net, thank you very much.